Game number 1. The Max playing red, Vivi is gonna be playing blue. The map this time around is going to be Hidden Cup 2 map pack. So they're going to be practicing here. And the Siths, Teutons versus Aztecs. So the Max is gonna be getting Aztecs, great civilization, infantry civilization. Teutons also infantry civilization, very good as well. And it seems like the game's not working really. What happened here? Let's see. Let's go back. So the game started. Wobbly bug. Alright, they're gonna restart the game. It's most likely not gonna be 7 games after all then. I'm gonna go back now to the screen and I'm gonna load the next one. Men at arms into archers, it's very likely. The melee player can go either for scout or potentially as well for men at arms into archers. Now, melee get 80% faster uptime, so he's going to have the edge in terms of PLH research time. That's gonna allow him to go for a couple of extra villagers, so he's going to be able to get up at the same time with a slightly stronger eco. We can see right off the bat he's gonna go for 4 villagers here on wood, 6 even. So this is not going to be scouts for sure. He can either go for a Drash FC, he can go for men at arms into archers. We're going to see. For the time being, we're gonna take a look at the maps, and we can see the Max has the back berries, that's super good. He has a forward main goal. He has a secondary goal over here and the secondary goal over here, so that's not ideal. All 3 goals forward. The main one is going to be somewhat close to the TC, so at least. And the goal situation here for the blue players are going to be quite similar as well, so we have forward main goal, secondary goal, and the other goal as well. As for the stone, the secondary stone for Vivi is super forward, the primary one is kind of on the back. For the Max, the primary stone is kind of forward as well, secondary stone is super forward, so most of the resources are very exposed for the red player. What is he gonna do? Right now he's starting to push some deer, so he's going to take advantage of those free resources. That's gonna mean that he's not going to be able to scout just yet. And yeah, that's just the case. You can see red player scouting information, super basic, only knows about his own base. As for the Max, he's already going forward and he's taking 2 sheep. So the Max is going to find himself at a disadvantage, and I want to see if he's going to try to go forward and get the sheep back. That doesn't seem to be the case. It seems like he is going to try and push the remaining deer. And this way... Oh! Vivi might lose. No, he's not going to lose the scout. 3 HP scout. But yeah, it seems like the Max is going to try and push the remaining deer. he's just not going to care about the 2 missing sheep. He should have enough food with these resources, and he's going to be fine. He's going right now for the barracks, and let's see Vivi. He's not going to try to lane the villager. Why not? Because the scout has 3 HP, which means that 1 hit from the villager can kill the scout. He was kind of tempted right there. You can see that he was going forward, but he decided against it. Good stuff here. Good. And let's see, so the Max finally going to find Vivi right now. There we go, so he knows about the villagers going to the goal, which means that he might be expecting men at arms. Right now, 1 barrack going up for the Italian player. And the quick wall is not going to work out. So full walls coming for the red player, the Max playing super safe. Going right now for 3 militias. At this point, with the villager advantage of 1, he can go for another villager, and that's what he's going to do. So he's going to be at an advantage of 2 villagers, 3 villagers even by the time he clicks feudal. He can even try to go for fast castle. Going fast castle with melee, of course, going to get you there much sooner. But for the time being, we can see here Vivi going forward with 4 villagers, 3 militias, and those guys are probably going to run into the 3 militias from the Max. So, oh, there we go. So the Max going to get his sheep back. And these sheep are going to go back, straight back to red space. So there we go. They are just passing. They are not going to fight. Oh, there we go. So Vivi noticing now, and the quick house, 1 palisade. Oh, he got trapped. The Max is going to lose all 3 militias here. So right now, Vivi in feudal age with 3 militias. All the villagers are saved here. A single villager is going to go down though. That is a bit sloppy, but all 3 militias from the Max are going down. Now 7 villagers of advantage for the melee player. And we can see that the Max is going to hit feudal age super fast. It says here 11 minutes and 52 seconds. That's not the case actually. It's going to be a lot sooner. Probably around 10 minutes and 11 minutes and 30 seconds. Or actually, wait a moment. Probably the overlay now takes the bonus into account. That seems to be the case actually. 11 minutes and 52 seconds for 27 villagers is not bad. Now all the stone miners that red player have here on the stone are going to get pushed back not only by villagers but also by men-at-arms. So that's going to be 1 villager down for the Max. That's going to be 2 men-at-arms down for Vivi, but he's causing so much idle time. That's 6 villagers that are chasing Vivi's villagers. Right now, oh, the Max losing the scout here. What are we going to see? So, spearman here from the melee player. All the villagers chasing the men-at-arms. So, the Max is going to send 2 extra men-at-arms forward. He should be able to have the edge here. So, if we take a look at the HP of the units from the blue player, we can see that he has 1 very low HP villager. But he has now 2 men-at-arms with decent HP. One of them is kind of weak, but he should still be able to kill probably 1 more villager. And let's see, so Vivi is gonna try to go for the tower right away. Oh, but it's open here, and he doesn't know. It's open here. He's going to go with 1 villager. There we go. Oh, 1 villager is going to go down for Vivi, so he's just going to go back. Very tricky to wall yourself when there are elevations like this. So at this point, Vivi's forward has lost 2 of its original villagers, and he's going to go back now. So the KD very even for both players, although many of the blue units that died were villagers, while for the Max that's not the case. He didn't lose so many villagers himself. Still, the villager difference is only of 5, so that's 2 less at this point. The Max, of course, is going for Wheelbarrow. Right now it's over 66% research, so that's going to be worth 2 villagers of TC time. That's probably what makes up the difference. But no, this tower's not going to go up, and I don't even know what he's doing. He knows all the units are around here. He can actually see them, but yeah, the tower is not going to go up. However, Vivi is going to bring more villagers. He knows at this point he is at a great disadvantage economically. And if we take a look at the eco, we can see that the Max doesn't really have a lot of resources, but he has extra villagers. While Vivi doesn't have a lot of resources either, but he's going to try and get this tower up. So this fight should be going in favor of Vivi with a lot of Minotaurs here, 3 Minotaurs, although 2 of those have died. The third one is probably going to die now as well, let's see. The fourth one still alive, and the Max, with very low HP villagers, is going to have to retreat now. So this tower is most likely going to go down. He's trying to debate the fire with the villagers, and he's probably going to lose these. Yeah, very likely to lose both of these villagers. Actually, he's going to save them. What a clutch! And Vivi in the end is going to get this tower up, but the tower is going to go down immediately. He's not going to be able to go melee against this tower because of the TC range. And yeah, that means that this one is going to go down, for sure. This one's messy indeed. And the villager difference is not as high as it should be. With the player getting melee, at this point only 1 extra villager. That speaks very well of Vivi's ability to fight with villagers. Now that's going to be 1 villager down for the blue player, so that's going to bring the villager difference up to 2 in favor of the Max. Let's see, another tower going up, so that's 6 villagers within the tower. This one is 75%, 80%. This one, yeah, both towers are going to go up for sure. There we go, so both Minotaurs are most likely going to go down right now. Vivi garrisoning the villagers. Is there not enough space for this one? No, there's not enough space. So, oh, the Max is going to go for the palisades. And that's such a good play. Now, there are 3 villagers here that are pretty much trapped. He could potentially, I'm not sure if he can ungarrison them this way diagonally. I think he should be able to. But at times it works, at times it doesn't. Maybe, no, he's going to get trapped. He's going to get trapped. Now this tower is going to kill the villagers when they get trapped here. There's no way they're going to be able to repair this tower forever. So that's at least 3 villagers down for Vivi, and potentially the villager difference is going to escalate up to 9 villager advantage soon to come for the red player. And the Max is playing this quite well, so finally he was able to get the advantage that he should. There we go, so 8 extra villagers right now for the red player, 9 extra villagers right now for the Max. The game's not looking very good for Vivi. If we take a look at the resources, we can see that the blue player doesn't really have a lot, only a bit of gold. While the Max has a lot of food, has a decent amount of stone. He's still mining stone here, so he's going to be able to go for a castle when he goes up. Or he can potentially go forward and try to counter tower Vivi, for sure. That's also a possibility. But I think this is 1 villager that went down. Could be the case. No, still only 9 extra villagers for red. However, this is a lot of Minotaurs. Minotaurs are not going to be able to do anything here as 2 palisade. Actually, 2 stone gates are going to go up here for the Max. Yeah, there's not a lot for him to do. So he can potentially try to come here and surround the gates and try to walk this way. He should be able to go there. There's not enough range here from DC. Yeah, you can see there's nothing he can do at this point. So the Max is not going to be able to target the Minotaurs with the DC, but he can potentially trap them. Let's see. Oh, he could have built the gate here, but he's not going to do that. Right now, Vivi is going to try to get 1 tower up, and the Max is going to go for the a bit panicky counter tower. But that's going to be enough to push this villager back. Now, one house here is going to be enough to trap the Minotaur, so there is no way for the blue units to get out of here without going under the range of the TC. Yeah, he's just going to try and get this stone gate down. However, in this area we can see the Max going for the Spearman Rush. He's not going to be able to kill any villagers, but he is going to cause some idle time. So that's 5 villagers not working, 6 villagers. Right now he's going to bring them back to work. But yeah, that's not a big deal. He's losing all the Minotaurs though. That's a very good house. Forcing the Minotaurs to go under the TC, as we can see here. And yeah, the Max is going to be able to clean this up for sure. All 3 Minotaurs super low HP. All 3 Minotaurs pretty much dead at this point. This tower with only 1 villager inside is not going to be able to kill any villagers. It's going to go down as well to this one. So that's another villager that V is going to lose, and that's going to bring the villager advantage up to a lot. Up to a lot for the red player. And this has been quite the entertaining game so far. Let me know, guys, by the way, if the volume of the music is fine. You should be able to hear the game sounds and my voice quite clearly, and the music without it being too overpowering. Also, let me know if you notice any dropped frames or anything. We can probably work that out. Alright, so the villagers finally... Oh, look at that! But the villager is going to try and take the tower down. That's a good move. However, I think... yeah, the Max should be able to ungarrison a villager here and take this one down for sure. We're going to see though. Having a villager here, I think it's probably going to block the way for a villager to go down. So one thing he could potentially do is try to target this palisade. I mean this stone gate. Stone wall, I mean, sorry. But it's not going to be necessary. So another villager going down, that's going to bring the villager difference up to 9 at this point. And Vivi was going up to Castle Age faster, but the Max is going to get there sooner because of the melee bonus. Going up ages 80% faster is a lot. So what else do they get? They get the Great Karambit Warrior. At this point, the Max is not going to go for the castle, he's going to choose to go for TCs instead, so that's going to be 1 extra TC, he can potentially place another one, he has the resources, he's only missing a bit of wood. No, he's going to stick to only 1 extra TC. As for Vivi, he knows he's kind of in a bad position, he's going to try to go for cavalry, Italians get good cavalry. And he's gonna have to do a lot of damage. At this point, he's so far behind. And he probably knows it. Villager advantage of 11 at this point for the Max. Going for a monastery. No, that was Vivi, my bad. Where's the monastery? Right here. So the blue player is going to add a second TC. He's probably going to be better off producing from a single one though, and trying to invest more into military, as he's going to be fighting uphill economically. But let's see. Probably 1 villager going down. Let's see. These knights, by the way, they only have scale guardian armor, so that's only +1 defense. He's going to be able to get 1 extra villager though. He's still missing chain guardian armor, so that'll be the +2 defense. What do we have here? A couple of crossbows. Wreaking havoc. It's going to be enough with a couple of knights though, but that's 2 villagers down. And that's going to bring the Max up to 12 extra villagers. This palisade gate's going to go down, the stone gate's not going to go down though. And there's a lot of towers here. So Vivi's original tower rush is going to bite him in the butt here, as all the defensive towers that he forced the Max to build are going to work wonders here, repelling the knights, and he's not going to be able to do any damage. So at this point he's finding himself 12 villagers behind, without any real chance to do any damage. So he's going to go for the third disease. He's gonna try to out-boom the red player. At this point, we have to keep in mind that the max has only 2 extra disease. He has the resources to go for another one. Actually, he doesn't. Oh, there we go. So he's going to go for the third one. 11 villagers ahead, 12 villagers ahead. Yeah, there's not going to be enough time for Vivi to catch back up in villager count, so he's going to be super aggressive. At this point, he's trying to mass a lot of knights. The red player could potentially try and go for elephants. Elephants for melee are 30% cheaper. Although they do lack defensive upgrades. They only get scale Bardin armor, so only +1 for melee cavalry. But let's see. He's gonna go forward with a couple of crossbows because the villager going down. Vivi knows about it. He's going to try and surround now the units with the knights, and let's see. Oh, he's going to go back. I think he's going to lose one. No. Going now out of the range of the monk just in time. He's going to have to go back now. He might lose a knight, let's see. What do you gain from building so many town centers? You can get a larger eco faster. And also they are very good for map control and defense purposes. So you can defend a larger portion of your eco easier. And of course, yeah, you can make more villagers at the same time, which means that you can get a larger eco faster. But that comes at a cost, of course. What is that cost? Well, going for eco means that you are investing your resources into villager production and not into military, so the opponent can potentially snowball a larger army than you can deal with. And yeah, that's the magic of the balance of this game. Well, let's see, I think probably all the crossbows could go down, but there's a small snook here. Yeah, that's very good for the max right now. So Viv is not going to be able to do anything for the time being. All 3 diseases up already for the red player. And the max is doing a great job. He's going to run out of wood here though, so he's going to send all the villagers here. Interesting. So he's going to add the 4th disease and he's going to call the GG. Vivi lost all the knights here. That was a very good army positioning for the max. And yeah, an eco advantage already of 23 villagers means that Vivi cannot come back from this. He lost all the army that he had. That's going to be it. He's not going to keep trying anymore. That's going to be the 1-0 in favor of the max. Very well played. Let me update the score real quick, and just a moment. Let's see. There we go. The max one. Oh. The max one. VV0. We're going to take a look at the achievements and then we're going to jump into the second game of this great series. So military score, KV, super even for both players. You can see the discrepancy here, 2 extra units lost for Vivi. That's because the max converted 2 units, but he didn't kill those. And yeah, that's why. Largest army, 27 for the max, 14 for Vivi. Arguably, Vivi's army was higher value, going for knights. He should have been able to deal with the crossbows, but the army positioning of the max was very good as well. He was able to get rid of all the knights from Vivi. Larger eco all around for the max, except for food, and even then only by just a little. And very well played. So we're going to go into the second game. Just a moment. Hold on. Alright, There we go, so this is the second game of the series. Are you guys enjoying the games? I think the first one was quite good. Filled with action. And hopefully this is not going to disappoint. So, this map, once again, Hidden Cup 2 map pack. There we go. What are we going to see? They are starting with the barracks already. This looks pretty much like Arabia, so we have 3 goals for each player. Main goal here, secondary goal here, secondary goal here. Can they choose civs or is it random? It's random civs. Usually you always place random civs in AoE. The only scenario where you go for chosen civs is if you do a civ draft, but they usually only do that for show matches or for tournaments. And this is neither of those, so yeah, they're just going for random civs. This time we are getting Vietnamese for the max and Persians for Vivi, so Persians, very good cavalry. And for Vietnamese, they get elephants, they get archers, they are an archer civ. And this is going to be interesting. Now, usually cavalry civs get an edge over archer civs. Like in general, of course that's not always the case, but Persians, they are especially good as their knight line of units, so that would be knights, cavaliers and paladins. They get +2 attack versus archers, so it's going to be especially tricky for the Vietnamese player. However, let's see, they are starting with 1 king, so this seems to be kind of like a regicide. Viets in 1v1. This is an uphill battle, I agree, and even more so versus a Persian player. Anyway, let's take a look at the map. For the max, we were seeing already the goals here, main goal, secondary goal here and here, all 3 super forward. The stone situation is going to be a bit better for him though, as he gets the main stone on the back and the secondary stone in this way, so west. It's going to be around the wall line though, so that's going to be a bit tricky to defend. As for Vivi, he seems to be getting a back main stone, yes. Secondary stone is forward, but at least he gets the back one, so that's still good. The main goal's on the back, so that's quite good for him, but both secondary and third goal piles are forward. Berries are forward as well. Good thing for him that he is not fighting against himself, because if Vivi saw this, he could probably go forward with towers. The Vivi, of course, is not going to be fighting Vivi anytime soon. The Max, on the other hand, has the back berries. That's quite good. Oh! What happened here? No! The Max was scouting with the king! And he got killed by the TC. Oh, that was such a quick game. That's going to be the equalizer for Vivi. Guys! 5 minutes game. What? Oh, how did we miss that? Damn it, man. That was such a great snipe, king snipe. If you don't go to the king's going to come to you. Oh my god. What was that? Wrecked. Okay, we're going to load the third game. Probably not even worth it to go to the achievements. We're going to do it just out of protocol. Well, that's the lowest possible KD for you to defeat your opponent without them and deleting everything. 1-0. Oh man. That was great, look at this. Okay, we're going to jump into the third game instead. Alright, hold on. So score at this point should be 1-1, as we can see. There we go. So guys, third game of the series. Second one was probably not as action-packed as we could wish for, but it was an interesting game to say the least. Anyway, this time around they're going to be playing a hybrid map. So as you can see, we have water here, we have land here, both islands, not really islands, peninsulas most likely, they are connected here in the middle. And yeah, let's take a look at the civs. So in hybrid maps you want to have a civilization that has some sort of water bonus, but since they were playing random civs, they are going to be getting Britons and Vietnamese. Britons are okay on water, Vietnamese are okay on water. Yeah, none of these civs get a water bonus. Malay would be good here, Italians would be good here, Japanese of course as well, Vikings. What do we get? So the Britain player, the Max, is going to find himself with back gold here, so two very big gold piles on the back. That's very nice for him. He has additional gold this way, so west, and additional gold on the east. As for Vivi, he has a back gold right here, he has a back gold right here as well, but he's missing the fourth gold pile, so he has the third one here, he doesn't have a fourth one. So the map generation was a bit better in terms of gold for the red player, the Max. And if we take a look at the stone situation, the Max has a back stone here, while Vivi has a back stone here as well, and I think Vivi should probably have more stones, so that there's a secondary stone here, third stone pile over here. For the Max, the situation is kind of similar. He has a secondary gold pile over here, but the third one is forward. And alright, what are they gonna do? They are probably gonna go for docks. This villager is going to build a dock for sure. So he was going for the house on the way to build the dock, and there we go. So as you can see, the Max is building the first dock. Vivi should be trying to go for his own right now though. He's not going for it. You need to be, okay, there we go. Yeah, you need to go for water on hybrid maps, otherwise you fall behind so much in eco, because of the fishing ships. They provide so much extra food that it's a no-brainer going for it. So the Max at this point going for the first fishing ship. Good. Is going to push the deer as well, so trying to take advantage of everything. At this point, Vivi is not really pushing deer. Does he have deer? Did he take deer? He took one deer. He's going to push more here. Alright. So the fishing ship count, as you can see, 1-0 in favor of the Max. That's going to be generating 10 extra food each 30 seconds permanently for him, so that's quite good. Vivi, yeah, he's going to fall behind. There are already 2 fishing ships for the Max at this point. There we go. Vivi's going to go and get the second boar. Going to get some short fish as well. Three fishing ships, only one here for Vivi. That's going to escalate quite quickly. You have to keep in mind that that's extra resources constantly for the red player, because getting the fishing ships out sooner. By the time Vivi gets 3 fishing ships here, the Max is going to have at least 4 or 5 even. So he's always going to have extra food in comparison. Villager count higher right now for Vivi, as the Max is going up to fuel age. There's something good also worth talking about. Vivi's going for the dog here and Max is going for the dog here. If Vivi went for the dog here, he would be pretty much lost, because the Max would be hitting Fuel H much sooner. He could go straight into fire galleys and he could go and murder all the fishing ships from Vivi, but since they are on opposite sides, they're going to be safe. But this also opens the possibility for transporting villagers, because there is no contest here. There is no water contest. Uh-oh, this is bad. Vivi's going to lose the scout for sure. He doesn't mind it though. He knows he's going to lose the fight, so he's just going to damage the scout as much as possible. That's going to leave the scout from the Max at 21%. 21 HP, I mean, sorry, less than 50%. And let's see, there we go, so the aggressive move. Vivi is going to go for a dog here, but I want to see this. There we go, so the Max is going for fire galleys from 2 dogs, so he's going to be able to get a lot of fire galleys in this area, while Vivi is only going to be able to produce from a single one. So he's going to try and go for units here, so military water units, so that he can kill the fishing ships, but he's going to find himself fighting uphill, as the Max already has 2 fire galleys and he is producing probably more. There we go, so that's going to be 4 fire galleys versus probably only 1 right here for Vivi. He's going to go for the second one, but he doesn't even have population space. So the game seems to be going quite well for the Max right now. And Viv is just going to go for the walls, makes sense. At this point, the Max has such an advantage. He has the same amount of villagers, but he has extra military units. Now, Vivi has 1 extra fishing ship, so he's going to be getting back in terms of eco. Is going to be catching up quite soon, but the military units are going to be important. Right now there is nothing Vivi can do at this point to take the water back other than going for demo rafts, and that's exactly what he's going to do. So bit of a misplay here. He did not set the gathering point inside the building as he should, so he's going to be losing 1 fire galley for free, or he's probably just trying to scout, which could be the case. But yeah, that's going to draw some attention away from the dogs, so that's quite good for him. Now if we take a look over here, we can see that Vivi, the Max I mean, sorry, he's nicking 1 villager. He's knocked 1 villager inside Vivi's base. He's going to go for an archery range. Vivi doesn't know this. If we take a look at the scouting information, he doesn't know this. How did he miss that? He was probably paying attention over here, could be the case. This is potentially going to go in favor of the Max, who has 1 demolition raft. And yeah, the situation for Vivi is not good here on water, so he just wasted the only demolition raft that he had, and the Max has 1 over here and 2 fire galleys that he can use. Let's see. There we go, very nice shot. But I want to take a look at this. So 2 archery ranges up for the Max. He is going right now for archers. Does he have fletching? That's the question. So +1 attack for Field H archers. We're going to see when he ungarrisons. Actually, we can take a look here. At this point, he doesn't. Okay. Is going to need fletching. Archers without fletching do only 1 damage per shot. Actually, only 2 damage per shot, I believe. Yeah, only 2 damage. Archers with fletching deal 3 damage per shot, so that's an increase of 50%. Actually, no, there we go. Only 4 attacks, so they only deal, yeah, 2 damage and 3 damage with fletching, so that's an increase of 50% in damage output to villagers. Ah, that's a great demolition raft. Let's see. There we go, so that's 6 archers with fletching. So they are going to be dealing 3 damage per shot. 6 archers dealing 3 damage, that's 18 damage, which means that they can 3-shot a villager, no problem. With 7 archers, you should be able to 2-shot villagers. So that's going to be 1 villager down, there we go. Another villager down, so that's 2 villagers down right now. Vivi gonna call the GG, he didn't expect this, he has nothing to defend us with. And that's it. That's going to be the 2-1 for the Max, and the only game that he has lost this far was because of a mistake, scouting with the king and getting destroyed by the TC. So the Max playing very well here, for sure. We're going to update the scores. So the Max right now 2 and VV 1. There we go. We're going to take a look at the achievements and we're going to jump into the 4th game after a small break. So military score, very even KD. 3 of those were villagers though for Vivi, so that's no bueno. And economy larger for the Max, getting the fishing ships out faster. Actually Vivi getting more food. Very well played. Guys, we're going to have a small break of probably 2 minutes. Yeah, it's going to be a 2-minute break. And then we're going to jump into the 4th game. So feel free to stand up, stretch a bit, walk away from the PC or your phone or whatever. Hydrate yourself and be ready because we're going to keep going with more amazing games. Alright guys, we're going to go into the 4th game, I believe. Yes, the 4th game of the series. There were 7 files, but they were only playing 6 games because the first one had a bug, apparently. So, yeah. 4th game now coming up. And there we go. So the Max playing Vikings, Vivi playing Incas. Quite interesting. So this is El Dorado. This is a map where you spawn, the TC spawns in a place. So this area, this terrain, you cannot build anything on it. Cannot build farms, but you have some great fish that you can take food from. Incas here are quite good. Vikings could potentially be good as well. But the thing is, Vikings, both infantry, both civilizations are infantry civilizations. The difference here is that Incas get slingers. Slingers are anti-infantry units, so that's going to be very good for him. They also get 15% less stone cost for building, so they have cheaper towers, cheaper castles. Overall, very nice bonus for this map. Cheaper TCs, I believe, as well. So Incas can potentially try and push for the middle a lot faster and a lot cheaper than the other civilizations, unless you're going for Koreans or something like that. Or Franks, maybe, with 25% cheaper castles. But anyway, yeah, the situation is very good here for Vivi, I believe. And yeah, so this map, other than the fish under the TC, you have the gold and the stone in the middle. Back at home, you only have a very small amount of stone and a very small amount of gold. Right here we can see only 2 tiles, 800 each for gold and 350 each for stone. And the gold for the Max is forward, the gold and the stone for Vivi are forward as well. There is a back stone here for the Max, so he's going to be able to take from here safely. Yeah, something else that Mesosivs usually do is they try to lame, because it's easier to lame with the Scout Eagle, the Eagle Scout rather. Because it runs slower, it goes slower than the Scout, the regular Scout. You don't have to micro so much to get the boar back at home. But yeah, we're not going to see any laming from either player right now. They're just practicing here, so there is no point in try-harding in that aspect. And let's see, scouting information right now for Vivi. He's going to go forward. He already knows about the middle. The middle, I believe, is already scouted for both players. Yes, that's the case. He's going to find right now the Max's base. We're going to enable this. Perfect. So he can potentially take a sheep here. He's not going to do that though. The game is quite even at this point, so 15 villagers, 16 villagers for each player. Both of them with pretty much perfect TC working time, no idle TC whatsoever. Spawning villagers pretty much at the exact same second. Yeah, there we go, 17. So the game starts getting spicy here in village. So you can see the Max is going to go for a 4th villager here on wood. Interesting. Oh. Not going to get any damage from the TC. It's quite good for him. The situation for the Max is not so good in terms of visibility. He doesn't really know where Vivi is at this point. He's going to go for the barracks right now. Both players are very likely to go into either Drush FC or Minotaurs into towers. Let's see. The Inca player is going to go for Loon right now, so he's going to get 1 extra villager, and the Max is going to be up in village 25 seconds faster. This is a bit inefficient. You're going to see that Vivi is most likely going to transition 2 villagers towards the other area of the lumber camp to reduce walking distance. But he's paying attention here, so he's not really doing that. Oh, there we go. Good manners, guy. Interesting. Yeah, that's alright. It's not so bad. There's one empty tile here as well, so it's okay. Let's see, now the Max finally knows where Vivi is. He's going to spot the barracks here with the militias inside, I think. Yeah, there we go. He should be expecting that though. Both civilizations, infantry civilizations. Now, we were talking about slingers. Slingers are very good to counter infantry, but so are crossbows and arbalets, right? So the Viking player can go for crossbows himself. He does get up to fully upgraded arbalets, potentially in Imperial Age. Now the issue is arbalets kill slingers, but they die to eagles, so it's going to be a tricky dynamic for sure. And there we go, so Vivi is gonna go full forward, 5 villagers, and there's one important bonus as well that we didn't mention yet. Vivi is going for a blacksmith, and Inca villagers benefit from infantry upgrades from the blacksmith. So, scale mail armor, forging also affect villagers. So there we go, we can see Vivi's gonna go for scale mail armor right now, so that's going to give him extra defense on the Minotaurs, but also on the villagers. So right now these guys have +1 defense because of Loon. When this finishes researching, we are going to see it bumping up to 2 + 3. There we go, so +2 + 3 for defense. And he should be able to take a very nice fight here. However, he's going to pull some villagers back here to fight, and he's going to try to prioritize the tower, so he needs to finish building the tower. Now he can garrison the villagers inside, and he is going to take a great fight here. The Max doesn't really want to fight this, but he has a numbers advantage, so he's just going to ignore it. He's just going to ignore the tower, get rid of all the units from Vivi, and start taking the tower down. So that was a very, very tight timing for Vivi going out of that tower just in time as this palisade wall was about to go up, effectively trapping all of his villagers. Now let's see though, one villager is probably going to go down here to the Minotaurs. He can potentially still try to micro this to take care of both the Minotaur and the scout, and he's going to save the villager and he's going to go back. So the blacksmith upgrade was great. Helped him get the villagers back. He's going to lose one of the forward villagers that he had, but he's going to be able to just go back with most of those. So at this point he's only behind by 1 villager. That wasn't so bad, could have been a lot worse. Could have gotten trapped here. Could have gotten absolutely destroyed by Minotaurs. That forward has failed though. So Vivi is probably gonna try to get control of the middle here by building towers. There we go. Wall in this area, perfect. Yeah, it's going to be fine. And this tower is going to be super important. So as we can see, Max is going to go into archers, and I'm not really sure about this choice. So Eagle Scouts are not the best versus Men-at-Arms. They are decent versus archers. But archers are going to be very useful in this situation, especially if the Inca player chooses to go for any extra infantry units. Now he's going to need to react to that though, and is he going to build an archer range himself? Doesn't seem to be the case. At this point, Vivi is only relying on this tower to defend the middle. He is relying on the upgrades from the blacksmith to make the villagers tankier. And he is going to go for Eagle Scouts. So at this point he has 2 over here, he has a 3rd one over here, it's probably producing from the barracks, there we go. So he has 3 extra Eagle Scouts queued already. I think the 4 was alright, but it was a great defense from the Max. The tower did end up going up. He should have had the edge in this fight. But trying to get the tower up, he took trying to wait for the tower to go up to actually engage the army costed him so much HP, so many of his units were very weak by the time he actually garrisoned the villagers. Could have gone a lot better though, I do agree with that. One thing that he has going for him is the middle control. So the Max can potentially still get the middle back, but is going to need to go for Castle Age most likely. Probably try and drop a castle. He's gonna start taking some stone right now. He's going to get harassed by an Eagle Scout though. Building the blacksmith, so he doesn't have a blacksmith. That means that the archers only deal 4 damage, so he doesn't have fletching yet. And yeah, archers without fletching versus Eagle Scouts with scale mail armor means that they are only going to be dealing 1 damage per shot, which is not ideal when you're trying to fight units. So archers are at this point very, very vulnerable versus the Eagle Scouts. This amount of units and Manotarans, it's apparently going to be enough to push Vivi away. I don't agree with that though. I think it was probably better to try and snipe the Manotaran and try to kill the archers, but being so close to the TC, it was probably just a safe choice for Vivi not to try and pursue this, as he could just have fallen back to the TC, garrisoned a couple of villagers or even the archers themselves. Yeah, that was probably the safest choice. So at this point, military count 11 to 7. When Vivi gets up to Castle Age, those 7 eagles are going to be so much more powerful. Well, let's see. He's going to try and go forward once again, so this is a great tower. He could potentially have placed that over here. Let's see. He's not going for the wall. He's not going for the wall. He can lose the villagers here. He's not going for the walls. He's going to lose 1 villager at the very least, probably even 2. Let's see. The tower's less than halfway up. Now the archers are going to come here to try and help. The archers are not going to do a whole lot versus the Eagle Scouts. At this point, they do have fletching though, so they have been upgraded. Now the Eagle Scouts are going to have to go back. This tower is going to go up, so potentially 1 villager going down here. Let's see if he targets the right unit. He's trying to target the archers. And this is a great move by the Max, trying to kite the fire or trying to debate the fire from the tower with the archers so that he can actually build the tower. I think it would have been better for Vivi to try and focus the villagers that were building the tower. But anyway, the Max is using the market a lot, which means that he's probably gonna try to go out to Castle Age soonish. At this point, he has almost enough resources to go up. The situation for Vivi is not the same. He does have a lot of gold because of taking control of the middle, but he doesn't really have a lot of food, so he's going to go for the market to try and balance his eco. And both players should be going up at roughly at the same time. Let's see here. Let's see here. The archers, many of those are weak. Many of those are super weak archers. There's still 1 villager alive here. That's going to be 2 villagers alive. They're going to be enough now to get the tower up. So this tower is going to deny the goal here, which means that the Max, even though he's going to be able to click up now, is going to be starving for gold very, very soon, unless he manages to do something to take care of the middle tower that Vivi built here. So there we go, red player on his way to Castle Age with only 89 gold, and yeah, he is not able to take any gold from here because of the tower. This one's probably not going to go down now because of the villager, and let's take a look. So does he have enough range? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He doesn't have enough range to target the villager. And this is a great play by Vivi. He's going to force Max into selling resources, which means that he is not going to be getting an efficient income of gold. That's actually very good. Now the Max though, if we take a look at the stone count, 619, he's going to have enough to go for a castle very, very soon. Although, oh, he finished the stone. He's going to have to sell resources just to be able to buy the stone to get a castle up. This is not a good situation. Vivi is playing this so well. Even though the first forward failed, This one is working wonders, and he's pushing the max out of the gold. This is such a great play from Vivi. Let's take a look. The max at this point. Only 9 gold. Let's see what happens in Castle Age. Alright, so now both players up to Castle Age. The max at this point, still without enough stone to go for a castle. He's going to call the GG right away. There is nothing he can do and he knows it. Very well played from Vivi, forcing him out of the gold. The max doesn't really have enough stone, and I'm not really sure what caused him to call the GG. I think he probably was expecting to be the first guy to hit Castle Age, but since Vivi hit Castle Age first, he was going to be able to go for the Eagle Warriors. Eagle Warriors are super strong versus archers. They are very good at raiding. He was going to be able to break here. He was going to be able to go inside here and just pretty much deny the whole eco from the max, and just very well played. Very, very well played. Guys, we're going to update the scores, and this is going to be the 2 in favor of Vivi, so he's going to bring the series up to 2-2. Alright, we're going to take a look at the achievements. KD 3-2 for Vivi. Super good. Mixed eco, so more minerals collected by Vivi, taking control of the middle early in Fuel Age. More food and wood for the max, of course, having the same amount of villagers, but no miners means that he gets more food and more wood. There we go. So we're going to load up the 5th game now, and yeah, let's go for that. Alright, there we go. 5th game of the series between the Max and Vivi. They're going to be playing Arabia by the looks of it. Yes, that seems to be the case. And yeah, still HC2 map pack. So that's going to be Hidden Cup 2 map pack. Let's take a look at the civilizations. We get Celts for Vivi and Berbers for the Max. Interesting. So infantry versus camels and naval. Now Berbers, actually no, only cavalry, sorry. Cavalry civ versus infantry civ. You would expect the infantry civ to have the edge here. However, Berbers, they do get the camel archers, which are basically stronger cavalry archers, so he should be able to take care of pikemen with a large enough amount of camel archers. He should even be able to take care of wood raiders. So it's going to be a tricky fight here for the Celt player. Yeah, for sure. He can go for siege though. Siege is potentially very good. Anyway, let's see. We're probably going to see men-at-arms for the Celt player. We're most likely going to see scouts for the Berber player. If we take a look at the map, we can see that the Max has the back gold, main gold. Secondary gold is on the back as well, and the third gold is super forward. So this is not going to be easy to take. It's probably not going to be necessary in the early stages of the game. As for Vivi, he has the main goal on the back. He has a secondary goal here towards the southeast, and the other goal is here on the west. So he can potentially go for a TC here. The gold generation here is not the best. He's not going to be able to fully saturate this, not efficiently at least. You would probably try to go for a mining camp here. That's not going to be possible for him. And let's keep taking a look at the map. What's the stone situation? The max forward main stone, secondary stone on the back. And for Vivi, we get forward main stone and secondary stone as well. Alright. 4 villagers for Vivi seem to indicate that he is going to go for men at arms indeed. 4 villagers right now for the max as well. Is he going to go for men at arms himself? He can potentially try and go for archers. He's pushing the deer, alright. Very nice back wool line as well for the max. He has another one over here that he can take from. As for Vivi, yeah, he doesn't have any back wood because his TC is very close to the back of the map, to the edge of the map. He has another wool line here to take from potentially. And if we take a look at the scouting information, the max is very close to finding Vivi. He saw this, so he should know that there is a building over there. Yeah, there we go. So he found the stragglers, he's going to find all the lumberjacks. While the situation for Vivi is kind of similar. So he found already the TC. He found houses. He found... actually, I think he didn't see this. Let me see. Yeah, he didn't see the mill. He's going to find that very soon. So barracks going up. Both players apparently going for men at arms, quite interestingly. I was expecting the Berber player to try and go for scouts. He can still potentially try and go for scouts, but going for the barracks at this point seems to indicate men at arms to me. Oh, he's going to go for Drash FC. There we go, so yes! 21 villager going for the 22nd villager. He's going to go for the Drash and he is going to completely wall himself. Now, Vivi should probably expect this from the Berber player. But let's see, he's not scouting this area yet. At least he didn't scout this soon enough or recently enough to actually spot the walls. Yeah. The trash is going to go out right now. There we go. He's going to try and be annoying with those militias. This area, by the time he gets here, this should be fully walled. So the Vivi is going for walls here, probably a palisade, let's see. Yeah, there we go. So palisade over there. He's going to go for a palisade over here as well, perfect. And if he goes for a couple of houses here, or a palisade here, diagonal palisade, he should be able to force the militias to have to walk under the sea if they want to get inside the base. Now there are advantages and disadvantages of going for full walls and going for partial walls. So as you can see, the max is trying to go for full walls while Vivi is trying to go for partial walls, which means that he is not fully closed. Now, okay, it seems like he is going to go for the full walls. Going for partial walls, like if he went for a diagonal palisade wall over here, means that the max has to choose and try to take the risk of going under the TC and try to dodge the arrows, but eventually getting in, or not attacking at all. But if he tries to go in and he goes under the TC, then that could be potentially very good for Vivi, but he needs to be paying attention to spot when the villagers, when the units, are trying to get inside. But if he doesn't pay attention and the max potentially got the units inside, that could be very good for him as well, for the max of course. So there are upsides and downsides to pretty much every strategy that you can think of in Age of Empires. There's a trade-off one way or the other. And yeah, we see a lot of times players going for partial walls that leave the base kind of open, but at the same time force the opponent to go under the TC to actually get inside the eco. That could potentially work better in lower elo where players aren't very good at keeping up with everything. But yeah, in higher level gameplay, going for partial walls and going for full walls pretty much the same. No one's really going to try and go inside under the TC because they know the other player is going to be paying attention at all times. So right now we have fuel H for the max with 27 villagers. BB is going to be there with 29 villagers, and of course 50 seconds later, but he's going to be able to go up just fine. As for the max, he's going to go for stable right now, stable and potentially a blacksmith. Yeah, there we go. So he's going to go for stable blacksmith. That's going to be enough for him to go up. BB has gotten up to fuel H himself. He's going to go for archer range and blacksmith. Quite interesting, going for archery range as Celts. Celts don't get good archers. He's probably gonna try to go for skirmishers though. If he's expecting the max to go for camel archers, then he's probably going to try and go for skirmishers. Now, archery upgrades for Celts aren't the best. They do get bodkin arrows, that's +2 attack. They do get leather archer armor, so that's +2 defense. But they lack both bracer and ring archer armor, so that's only +2 defense and only +2 attack. They don't get the Imperial Age upgrades. While the Berber player gets all the upgrades. They get thumb ring, they get bracer, they get ring archer armor, but they don't get Partisan tactic. It's still alright though, as camel archers are still quite powerful. But let's see, where is he taking stone from? He's going to need the stone for sure. Going for fast castle without going for a castle as a Berber player is kind of new for me. Yeah, he's not taking any. He's not taking any stone. Look at this. Gold miner. He's not taking any stone. What is he going to do? Is he going to go for knights? He can potentially go for that as well. He can go for double stable knight production. And this is a very interesting mind game. So as we can see, BB is really expecting. Yeah, he's really expecting the max to go for camel archers, and he's trying to go for archers himself. But the max is going to go for knights. He's going to go for knights. Single stable knight production. This is very weird. He's going for a second TC, so he has not been staking stone. He's not gonna be going for a castle. Quite interesting. Now, I'm not really sure about this choice. Celts do get good infantry. They get 15% faster infantry units, which means that they can chase the knights a lot better with their pikemen. But well, we're just gonna have to wait and see how this one plays out. At this point though, Max is, yeah, going for knights. That's going to be 3 knights out right now. There we go. He's just gonna spot the knights and instantly go back. Nope. Not interested. He's not going to lose one knight though. He might lose this one. Let's see, with some proper micro here, trying to fight, trying to hit the knight uphill. No, that's not going to do anything. So that's going to be 4 knights going forward, and Vivi at this point already researched crossbows, so he's kind of invested at this point. He's not going to go for any extra crossbows though. What he's going to do, he's going to add 2 extra TCs, so the second one's already up, third one's going to go up right now. He could potentially try and go for pikemen. But spending resources on crossbows and finding yourself fighting against knights is not what you want to do. Not what you want to see, rather. So, let's see. 3 knights here. Still going for more. It seems like he's just going to go, yeah, into knights only. Now, single stable knight production is not the best power play. It's not a power play at all, I would say. It's kind of easy to counter. You only need a monastery. You only need to go for pikemen. Producing knights from 2 stables versus a guy producing pikes from single barracks can potentially work. Producing knights from single stable and trying to mass them up is going to give your opponent a lot of time to react, and that's exactly what the max is doing. Vivi at this point has a higher score. He has a higher villager count by 1, and he even has more disease. So the game seems to be going quite well for Vivi. 2 disease right here for the max, 3 disease for Vivi. Is going to start out booming the max quite heavily here, and going for a single stable knight production once again. It's not ideal. He's going to have 5 knights here, full HP though because of the monk. That's a very nice play, healing all the knights. He's going to have 9 knights in total, plus 1 monk, so that's going to be plus 2 monks, that's going to be 11 total army. He's gonna start going for, oh, siege workshop here, sneaky villager. He's going to start going for the relics. So Vivi probably had vision of the relic that the max took, so he's now trying to defend the relics with 1 spearman. And yeah, he's going to be able to take 2. So at this point, relic count is going to be 2 and 2. Let's take a look at the scouting information from the max. He doesn't really know about this one. He doesn't know about this one either. So it's going to be 2 to 1 now in favor of Vivi. So it's going to be ahead in villager count at this point, already 7 extra villagers. It's going to be ahead in relic count at this point. He's going to get the second one. And I don't really know what the max's long-term plan is. Still trying to go for knights, so he has the knights here. He's going to get pushed back by the TC. Not going to be able to push from here. Not going to be able to push from here because of the monastery and the barracks. There's a good amount of spearmen here from the Celt player. And this could be potentially interesting. So, the max going for a couple mangonels. I think he was expecting a Vivi to start mass, or to keep trying to mass archers, but that's not the case. Vivi misplay here, losing 2 monks for free. 3rd monk's probably gonna get 1 conversion, but all the spearmen are going to die to the knights. These units needed to be upgraded to pikemen. Now the monk's going to go down. No conversions here for Vivi. He's going to go back. Hey, he's going to open the gate. He's going to open the gate. Oh, quick reaction over there. So 1 villager is going to go down for sure. There we go. And what is Vivi going to do? Vivi is going to add a 2nd barracks, 3rd barracks, and he is going to start going full pikes. So research already in place, 35% pikeman research. And what is the max going to do is going to go heavily into knights. So that's going to be 2 stable, 3 stable knight production if we take this one into account. He already has a 3rd to see. Oh, the villager. And now the game is going to start to get spicy. So, siege workshop in place now for Vivi. He's going to queue a mangonel. There we go. At this point, he already has a good amount of pikemen. And the max is going to try and go for some scorpions. Scorpions are going to be great versus pikemen, of course. So, going for the mangonels. Probably expecting the blue player to go for crossbows. realizing there are no crossbows to be seen here. Now what are we going to see? Let's see the amount of pikemen. Very good amount of pikemen here fighting the knights at this point. Chain barred in armor, so +2 defense. Pikemen are going to go back a little bit right now, but he should be able to take a good fight here, garrisoning the villagers inside the TC, also the monk. He should be able to get a good fight here. So 3 scorpions are going to be able to deal a good amount of damage. They're going to just chunk through the pikemen. But still, this is a good amount of pikemen and production from all 3 barracks. The scorpions are doing a fantastic work. The 2 relics have been denied already. Oh, the monk is going to go down. The mangonel as well is not going to do anything here. So he's not going to achieve anything with this mangonel. Now we're going to try to repair it. Let's see. He's going to bring more pikemen, and the game's getting super good at this point. A single knight is going to take the mangonel down. And the 3 scorpions are doing so much work versus the pikemen, and this is a great army composition from the red player. So the max going forward now, trying to fight all the pikemen. Let's see, he's going to try and debate those. He's going to try and use the scorpions. Let's see. Scorpions are going to be dealing 12 damage, 12 pierce damage to the pikemen. 1 mangonel is going to take down 2 scorpions, but it's still going to be a better fight for the red player. And the max is playing this quite well. He should be able to go around here and try to raid a little bit, although another TC here is going to offer good protection for Vivi's villagers. Full HP knight raiding over there, still going heavily into pikemen versus knights. That's a very good play. That's, if anything, the right answer. Now the final scorpion is going to go down. The game is getting a lot better now for the max. A lot of idle eco for Vivi. A lot of military units for the max. And at this point Vivi doesn't really have the resources to keep producing pikemen. Actually he does. Probably, there we go, that's the GG. Probably the multi-queue was not on, as he had a lot of pikemen queued in a single barracks, but not on both. And the knight doing a lot of damage here. The knight's doing a lot of damage here. And I feel like he should have been able to win that fight. Probably trying to mass more pikemen before engaging. At this point, these guys had +1/+1, so they were still missing the +2 upgrade, so chainmail armor. And yeah, these were fully upgraded knights. Very well played, and the max is going to bring the series up to 3-2 in his favor. So we are going to go for a small break right now, so 2 minutes. And then we are going to go back, guys. Don't go anywhere. 6th game about to come. And yeah, stay tuned. Alright guys, we are back. 6th game of the series. It's going to start very soon. There we go. So, let's take a look. They're going to be playing, I believe this is Hideout. I'm not completely sure. Yep. Hidden Cup 2 map pack. So let's see. Score right now should be updated 3-2 in favor of the Max. And it seems like he's playing quite well these days. 1v1s are very good for him. And let's see. So, red player is going to be playing in the north and he's going to be getting Byzantines, while the blue player, Frank, is going to be playing in the south. He's going to be playing Franks. Yeah, VV is going to be playing Franks versus Byzantines. Now, best night line in the game for the Frank player versus cheapest counter units in the game for the Byzantine player. So bonuses for Byzantines, they do get tankier buildings, more HP, 10, 20, 30 and 40% more HP respectively between Dark Age and Imperial Age. They get 25% cheaper spear line, skirmisher line and camel line. So he can potentially go into a lot of camels, although for the Franks bonus we have free farm upgrades, we have 25% faster foragers and we have 20% tankier cavalry. So now Franks don't get bloodlines, so the 20% higher HP cavalry means that it's only worth it, or it's only positive for them when they get cavalry units with more than 100 HP, so that's knights and more. Although Byzantines don't get bloodlines at all, so he's still going to have more HP no matter what. Well, let's see, we're going to see if they're gonna go for fully upgraded paladins versus no bloodlines and only chain barding armor camels, heavy camels for the Byzantine player. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think this is probably going to go... Oh, losing a villager here, probably because of the lag. Vivi is going to find himself at a disadvantage already. 12 villagers versus 13 villagers for the Max. And yeah, so regarding the map, it's not so important as they are pretty much walled here with palisade walls, so it doesn't really matter a whole lot. The stone and the gold here are a little bit exposed, so potentially if the Max chose to come here with towers or something, which he could do because of the tankier towers, that could be an issue for VV for sure, but I don't think that's going to happen. Also, the Max has a similar situation here with the gold and a similar situation here with the stone, so both players could potentially deny the resources from one another. Let's see though, it seems like we have some lag issues for these players, as VV was very close to losing another villager to the boar. But now he's going to be fighting uphill. Let's see. Villager is going to go back, second boar is going to be lured safely for the Max, no problem. Both of them are probably going to try to go for fast castle, although as I was saying that, Viv is going for loom, so he's probably going to try to go for something else. Yeah, Viv is going to go for Fuel Age. He knows he's behind and he's probably going to try to put a lot of pressure in Fuel Age, so he can go potentially for towers. He's going to be up in Fuel Age at 9 minutes. He's going to start mining some stone right now.
Hey.
Doesn't have enough for the mining camp just yet. Alright, there we go. So 4 stone miners, 6 forward villagers, and the Frank Tower Rush is incoming. Now it's going to be an uphill battle, not only because his eco is going to suffer a lot by it, but also because the max is going to be able to answer with tankier towers, so it's going to be very hard for him. Let's see. Oh, the scout from the max is going to spot the villagers. He can see the villagers going forward. Now he's going to follow them. Vivi knows that the max knows that he knows that they know. So now this tower is going to go up, no doubts about it. This goal is going to get denied. And because of the bad start, I believe, that's probably the reason why Vivi was trying to go so heavily or so aggressive here. Oh, that's very good. One weak villager. The scout's not going to be in a position to fight the scout here because of being in fuel H. Because of the Vivi being in fuel H, this scout's not going to be able to fight this one. So let's see, he's going to get the one villager, the one extra villager that he has, and he's going to start targeting. He's targeting the wrong one. Okay, there we go. So palisade wall is probably going to go down, but I think the max is going to be in a position to go for his own tower here very soon. He's going to start mining his own stone though, and I want to see if Vivi knows about the stone placement. He should. Oh, he did the scout! He got trapped with the scout inside the max's base, but he didn't scout the stone position, so he doesn't know where the stone is. That's very, very unfortunate for him. Now this scout's not going to be able to deny this tower at all, of course, because of the range of the TC, but he's going to be able to go around and build another tower this way. So now let's see. The scout's going to go around and try to find the stone. Let's see. Yes, there we go. So he's going to find the stone right now. He's going to draw some aggro here from the villagers. Oh, and the max is going to go all in here with 7 villagers trying to deny this tower. The tower is not going to get denied. Let's see if Vivi is going for the quick walls. There we go, there we go. The tower is probably going to go up, but it's going to go up with less than half HP. Oh, and he didn't hammer this one. So the villagers can't get inside. Vivi, 99%, the tower's up, but the tower's already about to go down. There we go, and the forward is failing badly for Vivi. This got walled again, and the max is doing a fantastic job. He's not going to be able to get back into the tower. He's going to get trapped inside, and now all 5 villagers are going to go down. He had 6, one of them went down here, so that's 2 villagers behind. That's going to be 3 villagers behind. How many villagers does he have here still? This is so bad, and Vivi might just lose the series. And the best of 7 seems to be going in favor of the max. And this was such a bad last game for Vivi, losing so many villagers. Now, the max himself is losing a decent amount of villagers right now. We can see the KD is super close. Let's see. One villager almost going down to 3 very low HP villagers. But Vivi is not calling the GG. At this point, the villager count is only 1 higher for the max. That's going to be 2 higher right now, but it's not over. Oh, but let's see, Vivi's just going to go YOLO. 6 forward villagers. Isiko is super fragile. Super fragile. What is he gonna do? What is he gonna do with 6 forward villagers? I don't think he can go into towers. I don't think he can go into towers, to be honest. He's trying to go for another tower over here, but we need to keep in mind that the Byzantine player has 20% more HP on this tower. So we can see 1020 for the Frank tower, 1200 for the Byzantine player. So probably a gate here, a gate here, try to wall this area. There we go, nice. So he should be able to trap the villagers. There we go, and if he goes for a tower here, Let's see. Let's see. This is a great play from by Vivi, I mean. He could have gotten more villagers. I don't think he's going to get a single villager from this play, but that was very well executed. He's going to go in right away once again. And I'm not sure about this palisade placement, so he was trying to trap the Max's villagers inside. He's going to go for a tower right here, but the Max could do the same thing he already did, and if he did that and Vivi let him do that, that'd be so bad. So the first villagers that Vivi sent forward, the Max just came here with villagers and closed the walls once again, and yeah, Vivi's villagers got effectively trapped. Let's see. This tower is most likely not gonna go down, as we can see. He has... oh, actually he has no villagers inside, so it might just go down. 2 villagers aggroing it. And this tower with 4 villagers inside, yeah, this tower is going to go down for sure. Now, the eco for the Max is looking a lot better. At this point, he doesn't really have a lot of villagers, so he's been losing a lot of time. I think he probably went for wheelbarrow, let's see. Yeah, he went for wheelbarrow, so he's now a couple of villagers behind, 3 villagers behind. Vivi is going to go for wheelbarrow himself right now, so that's going to equal things up. This gotta be a great game from Vivi so far. All things considered, he could have lost game already. The fact that he is still alive here and being aggro is super good. Now, the Max has enough resources to go up pretty much. He only needs to, yeah, there we go. So he needs to use the market to balance a bit and go up. Vivi spotted the market, I believe. He didn't spot the market. He's going to go for a market of his own. He doesn't have the resources to go up. But what is the Max going to do? So, as we were saying, Byzantines, they do get 25% cheaper spear line, skirmisher line, and camel line. But those are not the most effective aggressive units. They are not extremely powerful. So I don't think that's going to be super threatening to Vivi. Oh, but he lost a villager here. That's going to place him behind. He was 3 villagers ahead. He was 4 villagers ahead. Now he's only 3 villagers ahead. We need to keep in mind that the Max has been going up to Castle Age, so that's the reason why he's ahead at all. And yeah, it seems like Vivi's just going to try and retreat. I'm not really sure about this. I think he's gonna try to go around. He knows that he cannot fight versus the Byzantine tower, especially not versus one with 1 extra villager inside. So he's going to try and go around and place a tower over there to deny the stone. But at this point, it's pretty much too late. The Max on his way to Castle Age is going to be able to go for Castle Age units, although at this point he doesn't even have a barracks. He's going to need to go for a barracks. Let's see, let's see. He knows about this. He knows about this. Oh, he found the gold miners. And the Max hit Castle Age, but he doesn't have a barracks. He's going to go for a TC. There we go. Not going to get denied by Vivi's villagers. Actually, Vivi's probably going to lose all 3 villagers right here. Oh, never mind. There is a tower here, a sneaky tower. Did he go around? And let's see. The Max is going to sneak a couple of villagers around and go for a monastery himself. But this tower is going to go up. And even though Vivi lost another villager, so that's going to be the 2nd villager that he loses, since they were on parity with villager count, he was able to get the tower up and deny the TC. So 2nd goal is going to get denied, 1st goal is going to get denied, and the Max is going to find himself struggling for gold now. However, there is another goal here from Vivi that the Max is going to take right now, as he's going to build the TC right here. And what is Vivi going to do? So he has the barracks, but he doesn't have enough wood to go for a stable. Or is he going for a forward stable? Is he building a stable? Yes, he's building a stable already. So he's going to start spamming some knights or producing some knights from a single stable. That's going to be interesting to see. And we're going to have a monastery here from the Byzantine player. So siege plus monks versus only knights is probably not gonna go very good for the Byzantine player. I mean for the Frank player over here. But let's see, the situation is pretty even at this point. Only 2 extra villagers for the max. 3 extra villagers right now. There we go. 2 extra villagers. And what is the max gonna do? So he could probably, yeah, there we go. So he's probably gonna go for mangonels plus monks. Should be able to break the palisades quite fast here. He doesn't really have a lot of elevations though. This one elevation is a bit too far away, so he's not going to be able to harness the power of the hill to take the palisade down faster. It's going to be alright. 2 monks here are going to be good. Especially because the Frank player doesn't really have a stable back at home. He only has the forward stable here. He's going for knights. Already has 1 knight here, raiding a little bit. It's going to go down now to the arrows. Unfortunately, he doesn't really have any upgrades. Not even scaled Bardin armor. He's going to be able to break through here, so he's going to be able to sneak all 2 knights inside the max's eco, and the lumberjacks are going to be safe right now because of the 2 houses here. That's going to force any knight to go under the TCs. And yeah, he's not gonna be able to do anything, so right now we can see that the max finally broke through here. So I think he didn't actually break through. I think probably Vivi just deleted the palisades so that he could go for the villager aggro here. So that's 1 monk that's going to go down. The mangonel is not going to go down now. A couple of villagers from Vivi could go down potentially. Let's see, that's 1 villager. That's 2 villagers. No, that's only 1 villager down. Now the difference is of 18 villagers more for the Byzantine player, going for triple TC versus a guy that's only going for single TC play. A great tower here is going to deny the wood for the red player. For the blue player, I mean. Great tower from the red player is going to deny the wood for the blue player. And this is quite an interesting game. So, still going aggro. Trying to convert villagers. Not only does he have extra villagers because of the TC, but now he's also going for the veil conversions. That's going to be very annoying for the Vivi for sure. Now the score is super similar. We have to keep in mind that that's mostly because of military units for Vivi, as the max has a crap ton of extra villagers. At this point, getting very close to doubling the amount of villagers from Vivi for sure. Now blue player is going to go for a tower here that's going to deny some of the wood. He should still be able to go for wood in this area. He could actually go with villagers and take the tower down, as there is nothing protecting this. And yeah, that's what he's going to do. There we go. He's going to go for the counter tower right now. I thought he was going to try and go for the villager rush. But let's see. Palisade gate, very well played. The max is going to... Yeah, the max is going to trap the villagers here. So Vivi is about to lose even more villagers. That's 3 villagers that he's going to lose. And right now, the villager advantage for the max is of 24. That's going to go up to 27. He's converting more villagers here with the monks. And Vivi is trying to defend with the knights. He's not going to be able to convert anything here, I think. Okay, there we go. So another monk here, probably gonna try to convert a knight. The knights are going to get converted, at least one of them. That's a very good tower from Vivi. Potentially gonna deny the gold over here, but his house, he doesn't really have a lot of population. Oh, Max's house. He built another house right here. Yeah, 44 population versus 69. That's 50% increase in population for the red player. Fat Dragon hype. Exactly, man, for sure. Let's see. Siege Workshop coming up for the Frank player. At this point, only Scale Guardian Armor, so only +1 defense, still missing the +2. That means that he's not going to be able to just dive under the DC. These guys are going to take so much damage from the arrows. Mangonels coming up here. Might go down to the tower. Let's see, this tower already has fletching, so he should be able to... Whoa. Oh, both knights are going to go down. One of them is going to get converted. The Mangonel did go down though. Vivi's gonna try to close this? No, he's going to try to repair this. He upgraded the towers to guard towers, so these things are going to get extra range. The 9 the gold here, the 9 the stone here, the 9 the gold here, and potentially the 9 the gold here with this tower. That's a very, very good play from Vivi, who is trying to clinch into the game. Just trying to clinch to the game. He doesn't really have a lot going for him. Almost 30 extra villagers. For the red player, looking quite good for him. We're gonna take a look at the resources. We can see that he's going for scale mail armor, 4 squires. And he's going to get so much eco very soon. So all the gold miners are now taking some wood over here. And let's see. Hello, Vivi Fan. How are you, man? 2 rams. Rams are not going to be able to take this down, as there is a Mangonel here from the Frank player. Now, almost 30 extra villagers still for the Max, who is now going to get this tower down. That's quite good. But Seiko is quite messy. At this point, 18 idle villagers is getting pressured by Vivi pretty much everywhere. Vivi is going for additional TCs finally, so that's going to be, I believe, the second one. Let's see, so that's 2 TCs in total. Oh, but he's losing villagers now, walking under the TC. What happened over here? He was trying to go for a tower, I think. That's a very bad pathing. I think he was trying to escape this area, but he had to go under the TC. So that's going to bring the villager advantage up to 30 for the Max. And what is Vivi going to do? Vivi needs to come here, and the Rams are immediately taking the palisade gate down. Now, this amount of pikemen, there is nothing for Vivi at this point to counter this, so he's going to go for the panic tower. The counter tower is going to go up for sure, but this one is going to go down as well, and the pikemen are going to wreak havoc here, as one knight's going to deal a lot of damage to the villagers. The pikemen are stronger than the villagers now. Trying to mangle the pikemen down is going to result in friendly fire, and 3 villagers going down to his own mangonel. And the Rams are going forward. One ram might go down. But now the pikemen are doing so much damage, they are also going to be able to take the Mangonel down for sure. Villagers are going to try to take this ram down. The ram's going to take the tower down potentially. Let's see which one goes down the fastest. Ram's going to go down super fast. Now the pikemen are going to go down to the tower. That's very good for him. Let's see. And he needs to protect the villagers for sure. So a lot of pikemen here. Going under the TC though, but Vivi not really garrisoning the villagers. He's not taking advantage of the bad positioning from the Max. And the Max is going to take this tower down. That tower is the only thing keeping Vivi alive at this point. Let's see. Ram's going to go down. Ram's going to go down. No, he's not targeting the Ram. Tower is going to be up. It's going to remain up. And that was super clutch from Vivi. Now the villager advantage is close to 40 more for the Max. He was able to do just so much damage with a couple of pikemen and 3 rams. He can keep going for more rams, so he's queuing more of those in the siege workshop. He's queuing more pikemen from the barracks and remember, 25% cheaper pikemen, they're just going to be so effective versus a cavalry mainly cavalry civilization as Franks are. Now, very good quick thinking here from Vivi, closing the hole here with a couple of houses. That's going to give him some time to take the rams down with the mangonel potentially. Let's take a look over here. So the Max still surviving here, doing quite well himself with a lot of farms. Certainly a lot larger eco than Vivi. Vivi going for the 30C finally, but he's not going to be able to catch up in eco anytime soon. Now the Max, his resources are looking a lot better. The military count's looking a lot better as well. So 11 military versus only 2. Pikeman's gonna go down to the Scorpion. There we go. One villager going down here to the Pikeman as well. He was probably trying to palisade this to close the hole. And hold on, let me just resume the music. For some reason it stopped. Yeah, I'm not really sure why that happened, but there we go. We have music once again. And now a bad positioning of the mangonel. It's going to go down now to the pikeman. Let's see if he's going to be able to take this one down. At the very least, it's going to be 1-for-1. But now the rams from the Max are going to be able to take this tower down from Vivi for sure. And the Max is going to go around with a town center. That's going to bring the town center count up to 4 for the red player. And the situation is looking fantastic for the Max at this point. Let's see. These towers have been upgraded to guard towers as well, so they are going to be so powerful defending his eco from aggression. And once again, so the first game we saw this happening, and it's happening right now as well. Vivi going forward, forcing defensive towers for the Max, ends up backfiring for him as he's not going to be able to do any damage. Because of so many towers, defensive towers for the Max, there is pretty much no chances for Vivi to raid here. Even fully upgraded knights are going to go down to 4 guard towers plus a TC plus more guard towers. This is just so bad for Vivi at this point. I don't really think there is any chances for him to come back. Now the score difference is only 800, but you can see the population is so much higher, 50% higher for the Max, and the villager count as well, around 40% higher for the Max. Playing this out of his mind, sending more pikemen around. The knights from Vivi are not going to be able to do a whole lot. They have been spotted as well. This TC, I believe it doesn't have enough population space, doesn't have enough garrisoning space to garrison all the villagers, so he's going to lose a couple of villagers for sure. So that's 1, 2 villagers down, 3 villagers down, 4, 5, potentially 6. Let's see. No, he's just going to go away. So there we go. He did do some damage, so that's going to bring the villager difference down to only 22. But the Max is on his way to Imperial Age. The tower attacking the mining camp instead of the other... Oh, this one? Yeah. He even has a villager garrison here. I want to see the amount of TCs that the Max has at this point, and I believe most of those are only for defensive purposes, although he seems to be producing from all of those. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 TCs in total. Now Vivi going super aggressive now with the castle, and we missed that. The game's so hectic, guys. There's so much going on all over the place. He's going with 2 castles. The Max is going to be up though in Imperial Age, so he should be able to go for trebuchets potentially. He is going to need his own castles though, but let's see here. Vivi doing a lot of damage. Look at the amount of villagers that he killed. And the Max hasn't noticed yet. There we go, finally, but how many villagers went down here? Now, only 15 extra villagers for the max, and is he about to come back? Is he about to come back? The max is going to be up in Imperial Age, but the pressure being applied here by Vivi going for throwing Axemen. Pikemen are not going to do anything. Skirmishers are not going to do anything to throwing Axemen, as they deal melee damage, not pierce damage. So skirmishers are going to go down to throwing Axemen as fast as they would go down probably to knights. The situation is interesting, very, very interesting. So the max going for skirmishers, going for Cat Ram. Cat Ram is not going to be great versus throwing Axemen. Now a third. Oh, misplay here, misplay here. The magnet is going to go down potentially. Let's see, he's going to need to repair this. He's going to bring one villager. No, the villager is going to go and close the hole, but he's not going to repair. He needs to repair this. He's going to bring one villager. No, he's still not repairing. That castle is most likely going to go down. But there's just so much going on all over the place. The throwing Axemen are cleaning the pikemen up for sure. He's going to be able to take care of light cavalry as well. Let's see, throwing Axemen at this point 7 damage. And light cavalry only 1 melee armor, so they're going to be taking 6 damage per shot, which means that the throwing Axemen only need 10 shots to take down a light cavalry. They're going to need to take care of the pikemen first. So let's see, this amount of throwing Axemen is not great, only 4 at this point. And what else do we have going on over here? So he's still producing more throwing Axemen from here, Where's the other castle? He had 2. Defensive one? Where is it? Oh, he's trying to place another castle. Vivi's going ham with the amount of castles here. He doesn't care. He can potentially place it on top of the hill as well. Let's see. Does he even know about this? Yeah, he knows about the elevation. He can go for the hill over there. So he's going to go for 1 tower to defend the villagers to finally build a castle here. The castle is going to be able to take the guard tower down. And the villager advantage right now is pretty much non-existent for the max. Only 9 extra villagers with 115 versus 106. That's not very significant now. The Frank player is stuck in Castle Age, but he is going for very strong units. They are doing a lot of damage. And he's holding on. He's going to be able to go for another castle yet. Yeah, the ram's going to go down eventually to the throwing Axemen. That's going to be okay. But Vivi holding on very, very effectively. Now the max is doing some good damage here with the light cavalry and the ram. He was able to take this to see down, but that's not the only gold income that Vivi has. This one is going to run out though, so he's going to need something else. He has a lot of idle villagers here as well. Let's see. Rooting for Vivi since the max seems to have the upper hand this whole match. He has, and I can't believe Vivi has been able to hold on so much. So Vivi at this point going for murder holes. He's going to be able to target units right under the castles. But there we go. So the Byzantine player, the max, the legend here, going for chemistry, going for bombard cannon, and he is going to start taking this down. And I'm not sure if there's anything at this point that Vivi can do. He doesn't really have the resources to go up to Imperial Age, which is what he needs at this point. The skirmishers, as we can see, they deal good damage, but that's because of the poor pierce armor from these units. Rip. Throwing Axemen, they deal so much damage to the skirmishers still. And let's see, this one's not going to go down just yet. There are a couple of villagers repairing this. Now, Vivi is going to go for chain barding armor. That's going to provide +2 defense to these units, and he's going to go heavily into knights. So he has to defend a lot. He has to defend this area. He has to defend this area. He has lost this pretty much already. But is the max going to go for camels? If he goes only for light cavalry, he's going to get countered by Frank knights. But if he goes for camels, then that's probably the nail in the coffin. But let's see. Yes, there we go. Thank you guys. Thank you. Let's see. Knights here for Vivi. At this point, he even has the villager advantage. 123, 122 versus 121. He should be able to go up, and there we go. He's going for ballistic right now, Vivi. So that's going to be very, very good for him. Now, this ram's not going to do a whole lot. He's going to need to defend the castle with the knights, though. He's not bringing the knights. Now, there's only one villager repairing the castle. He's not going to be able to... Okay, there we go. Going for the bombard cannon with all 3 knights. 2 of those are probably going to go down, though, to the skirmishers, as there are a lot of skirmishers right now here, dealing so much damage to this knight. But let's see. Yeah, bombard cannon is going to be... Yeah, it's going to survive this for sure. There we go. Only 11 HP. Now he needs to bring more villagers. He doesn't have any stone to keep repairing this, and that's super, super unfortunate. He needs to be going for more knights to finally take the bombard cannon down. The bombard cannon is going to take the castle down for sure. He doesn't really have anything to protect that area. So, messy eco over here for Vivi. Situation here is kind of messy as well. The pikemen are going to be able to defend against the knights over here. This castle is potentially going to get pushed back here. As we can see, there is another bombard cannon from the max. There is so much action going on all over the place. So Vivi going right now for gold shaft mining, forging. That's going to provide +1 attack to the knights. And at this point, the military counts so much higher for the max. So he's going heavily into skirmishers, heavily into light cavalry and pikemen. So pretty much all the counter units except for light cavalry. He's not going for camels. He could potentially go for camels. What's the gold situation for the max? 44 gold. That's why he's not going for any... Yeah, that's why he's not going for any camels. He can only go for trash units. Now let's see though. Siege workshop's probably going to go up. This is most likely going to go up, but he is going to get some losses from here. And yeah, there we go. So is he going up? Is he going to garrison? He's not going to garrison. Yeah, there we go. He's going to garrison right now. More action going on over here. The skirmishers from the max are doing so much damage to the villagers. As we can see, the elite skirmishers fully upgraded at this point deal 7 damage. And villagers with doing only 2 pierce armor. So that's going to be 5 damage per shot, which means that 8 elite skirmishers are going to be enough to one-shot a villager for sure. They are going to be able to tank the TC fire quite nicely, so this is not going to protect very well if Vivi goes for the garrison play over here. He's going to bring a couple of knights though. That's going to be very effective versus the skirmishers. Now one ram's going to go down for sure to knights, and over here we have also more knights versus pikemen and skirmishers trying to push forward. And Vivi, the situation for him is a bit better in terms of gold. The max at this point doesn't have any gold income, I think. So if we take a look at the resource view, we can see that he only has farmers and lumberjacks and idle villagers. He doesn't have any gold miners. He doesn't have any stone miners. He cannot go for any castles. If this sells all the food and all the wood, he might be able to buy the missing stone to go for a castle. But the castle situation is so much better for Vivi at this point. So 2 castles versus only 1. He has gold income, while the max doesn't have any gold income. The max is like surrender already. I don't know. Look at the population, man. 170 versus 150. This game is not over. He might feel like it, but I don't think the game's over. Especially not with the resources that Vivi has with the access to gold. He does have a lot of idle villagers though, that's quite true. 12 villagers idle right now for Vivi, who by the way has the villager advantage. Now the max has a lot of wood, a lot of food. He's repairing the castle here, I think. Yeah, he's repairing the castle, but this might still go down. Only a single spearman doing some damage here. A single pikeman targeting this. Is going to go for 1 cataphract to take the ram down. There we go. So that's going to push Vivi back. And the map is a mixture of blue and red all over the place. but the max doing a lot of damage with light cavalry, raiding quite effectively, and we can see the villager count starting to plummet for the blue player, and VV is going down lower and lower with 112 villagers, 10 villagers, 110 villagers, and VV is going to call it finally! And that's going to be the 4-3 in favor of the max. So, how is the third part ending? It's ending in favor of the max. And this is the third series that we cast between the max and VV. First one went 2-0 in favor of VV, it was a best of 3. Second one was a best of 9, and then that went 5-4 in favor of the max, and finally this best of 7 going 4-2 in favor of the max, taking the ultimate crown away from VV. Very interesting last match, much longer than I anticipated, and yeah, very interesting nonetheless. Guys, that's the final game of the series. We're going to take a look at the achievements, and then we're probably going to host someone. So let's see. KD, look at the amount of guild units. And guys, by the way, let me remind you, if you didn't watch the series from the beginning, I highly encourage you to go and watch the first game and the second game. Those were quite good. The second game might be one of the shortest games that I have ever seen. That was quite surprising, so go back and watch the second one because it's just gold. KD 3-2 in favor of VV. Interesting. Yeah, he had to make up for the fact that he was so behind in Eco. Eco, much more wood and food collected for the max. More stone and gold collected for VV. As for uptimes, faster castle and Imperial Age time for the max. And as for society, highest villager count in the game, 133 for VV, surprisingly. And yeah, there we go. Guys, we're going to host someone. Thank you so much for joining. If you are not in the Discord already, feel free to join. It's the largest non-streamer centric Discord that I know of, so it's not my Discord as well as this channel. It's not my channel, it's for the community. And yeah, feel free to join over there, !Discord, and we're going to host someone. So thank you so much for joining. See you on Tuesday. So I'm going to be streaming here next Tuesday. If you want to follow me on my personal channel, you can do !Caster, or you can go to Nova Inc. and follow me. I'm going to be streaming there on Thursday. Otherwise, follow the channel for more content coming up very soon. And bye bye everyone. Thank you so much.